cycles here. These have been the final two teams. Sync ultimately coming out on top. But Sync, they are the, frankly, important ones here. Obviously, once again, them and Complexity. Yeah, simply put, they're looking to win, set themselves up great. A loss here would then set them up against Complexity, who is waiting in the losers bracket finals, as we found out from earlier today, defeating BMG. So, yeah, this should be exciting here in a best of three. Looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. With that said, I am joined by my co-caster once again. Going to be joined by Shorkhan here. Shorkhan, welcome
Hello.
back.
Yeah, same to you, same to you. It wasn't too long of a break, so
No.
I was just sitting around, not really paying attention, just, browsing stuff.
Oh,
Anyways, yeah. So, Charlie is playing for ECX. I don't know if...
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, Tankfet isn't there, so...
Oh, Tankafet's here.
Wait, who's not here?
It's not Matthias.
Yeah, it's
Matthias.
who's not here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Oh, yeah!
Well, for some reason I thought Mock came, but I was like, wait, no, that's BMG. Yeah, no, so it is Matthias, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not
Okay.
here.
But I mean, that's gonna be interesting how they're gonna change that up, because Matthias is definitely a huge reason for their success in these latest cycles, him being back and everything.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's It's that case, and I feel like we don't have to say this, but just in case, obviously nothing against Jaioli. It's just whenever you kind of mess with the 5 players that you have with using a ringer for whatever reason, it no doubt is going to be a disadvantage in really any case. I mean, that's just going to be the case. So that is unfortunate to see, especially with this being such a big matchup. But Jaioli, at the same time, is a player with a lot of experience. And so it's a good one to be bringing in here. Now, that does kind of mess up how they... Because Jaioli is a support player.
So then Nir is going to have to, or Tankafet is going to have to take over the mid role, or Zane is, and then one of them goes suicide. But that's just like bringing so many things out of the usual thing, whereas Sync just has their 5-man roster.
Yeah, so that's where it could definitely throw things off a little bit. But no excuses. That's, I'm sure, what they're even saying. They're here to play. They're here to win. We'll see what they do against, obviously, a very strong Sync team. So here we go. The draft underway. We got the initial bands: Ophelia, Tundra, Parasite, and Behemoth. Not really surprising stuff there. Warby's first pick. Seen a lot of that today. Warby's in a Magnus, Lord Salforce into Corrupted.
All right. I want to see the, in quotation marks, new Corrupted.
So, yeah, you're getting at, he did get a couple of buffs here. His Conduit and his Tide both got buffed.
400 magic damage. 400 magic damage on CD. It even, like, further improves his mid-game presence. Mm-hmm. And if he goes for that staff, I mean, like, if he can keep following the Warbies throughout a team fight and drain enough damage, that's going to be huge as well. It's just... Yeah. It's nice.
Oh, yeah,
I like it.
I'm looking at the changes here specifically. Yeah, just even kind of reading them out now. Yeah, no, those are pretty significant. Again, the Conduit, the cooldown being decreased by essentially 10 seconds at all levels, then a 20-second at level 4, and then the attack damage stolen, the max attack is actually increased at all the levels as well. So then, yeah, you're talking about the Electric Tide.
And you can't really count out Static Discharge at this point either. It's just, it's a very nice ability. I mean, people overlook it all the time when playing versus a Corrupted Disciple, that they're going to take that 100 magic damage if they use a spell, single target spell on Corrupt Disciple.
I wonder why they went that second, because Corrupted seems like a counter
pick.
Carry. Yeah, last pick even. He doesn't seem like a
surprise. Pick. Yeah,
so,
but maybe they know something we don't. Maybe Imbaboy has been practicing Corrupt Disciple, and I can see the combo of Warbeast Corrupt Disciple working. By any means.
So you're thinking maybe take it away from ECX?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Imbaboy has been practicing it. He has been known to play all the ranged carries. Although he has been playing a lot of Sandwraith recently.
That seems like a stretch for me, though, to pick up a hero like that in that spot just because maybe you're scared of them picking it up. So, I mean, to be fair, the Conduit is pretty good against, like, a Warbeast. There is that. So, maybe it has something to do with that. Again, yeah, I'm just trying to really think, because, again, this isn't your every game carry. It's always fun to kind of analyze that and figure out why they would have gone it. So, but that on top of the buffs.
Maybe Slapped is just thinking, let me do my draft, and I don't care when I pick what, because I'm going to get the heroes that I want.
Guess so. That could be possible, too. All right, well. Yeah, we'll see how the Corrupted turns out again, expecting it to be in the hands of Haxorn eventually. As that carry, of course. But Salforus, speaking of changes, we were mentioning that a little bit earlier today. He, too, got some changes, more on the negative side. He got some nerfs there. I think everyone agrees that makes sense.
Mhm.
More Certissima, his nuke ability, got slightly nerfed early on as far as the cooldown of it, I guess at all levels, by a couple of
Yeah, at
seconds.
all levels. It used to be 4.5 second cooldown or so, or what was it?
Down
4?
to 4 seconds. It's 2 seconds at every level. So it was
Yeah.
10, 8, 6, 4, and now it's 12, 10, 8, 6. So.
And it was the best change, because it doesn't make him, useless. He still has that high burst, and, he's still going to get 2 more Certissima. Oh, that's such an awkward word to say.
Yeah.
More Certissimas off in the event that he's chasing someone, but it's not that he can get 3 off now.
Yeah.
Now in the span of 12 seconds, he gets 2 instead of 3. And that's usually like the duration of those early-ish skirmishes, around that time at least.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, his ultimate, the cooldown of that was also decreased. I think it went from like 30 seconds to 60 seconds.
Yeah.
At final level.
That was pretty significant. Yeah, it was 60, 45, 30, and now it's 80, 70, 60. So that
Yeah.
was a pretty big change too to the hero. So definitely a good amount of solid nurses you're getting at. Perhaps definitely makes sense. Now, is he still going to be potentially a great farmer and pretty good? Yeah, probably. But
that's probably
yeah.
because of his Dark Lord's presence, mostly. Just,
yeah,
being able to take those stacks without harming yourself.
So I wonder who they're going to prioritize in the jungle too. With that said, either Lord Self-Force or Warbeast could be in the jungle, and then vice versa there.
Yeah, but Zane does play that Warbeast really well.
He does.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know with the players that they have. They could also choose to run Lord Self-Force in the mid lane, and that they have a suicide option right now, and that they have a Warbeast Woods.
Mm-hmm. You think Self-Force obviously gives him a little bit more ganking presence too compared to a Warbeast, as far as coming out of the jungle and setting up some kills. So maybe not like a Parasite or Ophelia by any means, but still at least provides more than, again, a Warbeast. So yeah, perhaps those decisions could ultimately come to that. But again, who's going to be even play it? Will it be Chioli? Will it be Nier? We have seen Nier play a little bit of jungle lately. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they swap things up here a little bit with some roles. But they do go Puppet, by the way. Now they're really stuck on this last pick. Kind of caught up in a couple things there, but what? Oh my God, I love it.
I mentioned it last game.
Did you? Yeah. So
yeah,
it's fun to see this, man. Every time, because I've brought this up so many times, it's like we've seen Magnus. Magnus has been the #1 played hero, and it's like Geomancer is so close to Magnus, or close enough. I feel like we should be seeing him more. But we just never have.
It's just Geomancer's Earth's Grasp is also so strong. Like, in a 1v1, Geomancer is going to do fantastic. I don't even think a Mage Bane can go up against just that Earth's Grasp spam early on. And the hero has also received some buffs in patches back, making Dig go 1250 distance at every single level, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think about it, because that's is that further than Portal Key range?
I think so.
Yeah.
Portal Key is 1200, I want to say. So
yeah, so plus the radius then on top of it from Dig. So I mean, and when he gets that Portal Key, he has like 2000 range initiation, 2450 range initiation or something.
Yeah.
So I like the hero a lot.
Yeah, 1200. Yeah, it is 1200. I'll just confirm.
Yeah.
That
okay, so it's gonna be Nier. I think going middle with Sulfuris, Woods, Tankafet with Warbeast, and then a Suicide Zane Geomancer.
That's fun. All over the place here. Nier
No,
playing middle Sulfuris. God.
I mean, yeah, why not? He is going to be against Mickey.
Easy challenge, right? He's got this locked down.
For sure, but what is this? Zibe is playing the Corrupt Disciple. It's not like a main
my God, that's right.
Disciple. Yeah, it kind of like went over our heads,
See, you know what?
Whoosh.
That's why I said possibly we should expect to see it in that pick, because part of me was like, maybe that's where they were going with the second pick Corrupted, that it wasn't going to be the carry.
And they don't have a jungler.
They don't have a jungler, yeah. At least that we know of.
No, because Zlapt is playing semi-support Magnus in the bottom lane. with CD, I think.
So caught up with that Geomancer pick that you're right. Sync is also doing something pretty funky here, man. With the secondary support Magnus corrupted on Zibe. So they're running a suicide corrupted disciple. And now again, was that an adjustment or was this the plan all along here? Is kind of the question, but
I don't know. Okay, but Slapped is running towards the top lane. So what are they doing? A Luna dual mid with Pebbles? I mean, that's smart, considering they want that fast proto key on him, and... Well, okay.
So Magnus is like, okay, I don't know what that was about.
What is going on?
But yeah, so Magnus, you figure Magnus is not even really set up to jungle necessarily either. I mean, 2 minor totems and regen. He does have a rev ward, but still...
I think he's just going to support the mage main in lane.
Yeah, I mean, he can do a jungle pull. Like, that's not the question, of course, to get the experience. But, yeah, at the very least, that's just at the very least, so...
I mean, Tankafet is Suicide Warbeast. And it's not even Geomancer Suicide, because who are we to say anything? Okay, so it's a tri-lane
Oh my god,
bottom
lane, Corrupted Disciple's going to fall right here. So, what is this game? They gank the Suicide Corrupted Disciple with a tri-lane bottom, as mentioned. Zane on Geomancer gets credit for the Bloodlust kill.
Suicide.
What on earth is happening here? Yeah, Tankafet playing the Warbeast. I mean, that's not that rare, but yeah, in a Suicide, that's where it is a little different for sure. So they're deciding to play a secondary support Geomancer in the end. So yeah, no jungler, no true jungler, despite having a Salforce and a Warbeast by ECX. There's just so much to kind of think about here. It's like there's so much going on that's so different with the laning phase. It's hard to absorb it all in, really, as to why they would be doing this. Yeah, so, I mean, Ken, why would ECX be doing this? Yeah.
Because it's a Suicide Corrupted. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could have just the Andro and the Puppet Master down here to, you know, box him out. And it's not like Corrupt Disciple can gank, so if they would, like, have it farming woods right now and Geomancer on the Suicide lane, I think they'd be better off.
That's I think, the biggest thing with that. That's the most obvious difference. Now, the Luna, by the way, middle lane. Oh, he will go down. Andromeda just in enough range to get credit for that kill. You saw Pebbles right there. Now, I'm not sure if that was Pebbles Luna going in first or not, but... whatever it was, Aluna goes down, actually. So 2-0 start off the bat here for Evil Corporation.
I mean, they do have the gold lead right now.
And that right there, too. Geomancer actually did a pretty good job with the dig. He stole the regen rune that Corrupted was waiting for. So, not the biggest deal of only being a regen rune, but still.
Yeah.
Nice rune control by him, nonetheless.
But the roam that can come out of Andra and Geo right now is pretty ridiculous. If they choose to go mid, both of them, I think Mika even gets bursted. Because they have that dig with boots on Geomancer, and they have more Certissima on Nier. Like, all they need to do is... Okay, Nier is going to farm woods for a bit, seeing as mid is too much pressure. I really do like that when the easy camp is stacked on the Legion side and then the mid rotates over to get it, similar to what Boxy did earlier with the triple easy camp.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice way to get a boost of GPM, and I mean, how are they going to stop you?
Yeah, no, they essentially can't unless they obviously want to block it, but then it could be easily unblocked, and then do you really want to block just a yellow camp like that? So, yeah, it's
like with a jungler like Parasite, it's very possible to walk past there and stack it if you're running over to the other hard camp, and then, you know, give that farm to your mid laner, whether it be a Magnus who needs a quick portal, whether it be a Salforce who would just like to farm woods all of a sudden. Because he's farming a triple medium camp now.
Okay. That works. Salforce, again, the cooldown reduction, slightly less efficient, but still very powerful. As you mentioned, the Dark Lord's presence of the aura is definitely still there in the same, so he's level 5 now all of a sudden as well.
Yeah, and his GPM's almost 300, so they're not doing something terrible at least, but I think Geomancer could profit from trying to leech XP in mid. Because he has the best chance of surviving any combos if he can get the dig off.
Yeah, again, that's where this seems the most out of place. Like, so I guess Geomancer, you could argue, is obviously very good at roam ganks because of the dig and the range you're getting at 1250. It's a lot of range. So that clearly seems like that was the mentality here from ECX. We want to pick up a very aggressive, potentially
but look
roam
at
strong
this.
hero. As, yeah, middle lane. Pebbles, he's probably dead right here. He should be. Comma stun comes out. Here comes the dig. Nice Aluna stun, but it's not going to be in time. Or is it? Oh, the beautiful stalagmites. Not enough, though. He does get nuked down in the end.
Earth's Grasp. It does 240 damage at level 2.
Yeah. That's true. That's pretty powerful. How much does it go up to? 40 at... So 240... Oh, okay, so 400 at level 4. Jeez.
Yeah.
Now you can outrun it to be fair, but you basically do like
Ghost
Ghost Marchers do that, yeah.
Yeah. Or, you know, post haste, or, you know, you need to be striding during the cast of it. Oh yeah, so good roam coming out from Andra, and really just good rune control from the Legion side, because without that Invis rune, they would have never gotten those kills. Well, that kill.
Yep, 3-0 start here. I mean, 2,000 goalie for ECX. As odd as this landing phase has been, again, prioritizing. Now, it's so kind of thinking about going back to the Weiss and the Warbeast suicide, now the Geomancer. It's this mentality of, again, they want the really strong roam, and then perhaps a bit of it too comes back to allowing South Forest to rotate there. Well, mind games too, sure, but South Forest to rotate there as we've seen and do a bit of the jungle with some stacks. So it's kind of like South Forest is kind of playing a jungler somewhat here, really, with how he's playing this.
Because, I mean, what's the point of him standing in mid, trying to leech XP and not getting a lot of farm?
Yeah.
And you see the Geomancer, he's stacking the Ancients right now, and we know from from earlier people who have played a lot of Sulfuras, they can take the Ancients so damn early. At level 8, level 9, he can take them without any problems at all.
Yeah, no matter how farmed he is. It's the levels that allow him to
and
do
you
that.
See, and I'm just looking through the Legion Woods again. You have 3 camps that are double stacked as well. So they've been doing a really fantastic job with that. And I mean, Puppet Master can also choose to go Whispering Helm here, and no, he's going to choose the Steam Staff, so the Shroud, but he could choose to really go for that farm, get that Hellflower or Sheepstick, and really focus on being like the anti-carry. Carry. Focusing Mage Main in every single team fight, because ultimately it's going to come down to whether Mage Main has enough farm.
You know, again, there's so much going on in this game, so many things to kind of witness what's happening here. That's definitely a little different, but man, gotta say Zibba here on Corrupted, he is not having much of an impact, if any. 82 gold per minute. He's essentially paying a babysit for Magnus in the jungle. Barely, I don't even think he's he's not even getting creep kills. I don't even know what. I guess just simply leeching experience is the big thing. He's tanking for Magnus here, may get a couple. His bottom tower, though, goes down, and again, understandably, Boy has free reign at that bottom lane.
Look at this. They're just all 3 farming this triple stack hard camp. And then you have, on the Legion side, you have Sulfuras farming that alone. And now you have 470 gold per minute on Puppet Master. So Legion is distributing their resources a lot more equally than Hellborn side. More, efficiently. That's the word. And I mean, Warbeast doesn't really care that he has no mana. He's been doing a great job with the lane control this game.
Yeah, that probably has a lot to do with it too. To be fair, is we mentioned again Geomancer, why the mana burn would affect him a lot more for sure than it would a Warbeast. So yeah, it's a lot of these things. There are pluses and minuses for sure, but it's what ECX chose. This is obviously what they've gone with, and again they have been playing it very well and well enough to have a pretty good lead here early on in this game. So I am curious about the assassin choice. I know you're talking about that with Puppet Master. Going the Steam Staff here. It does feel like a game that he really could have gone the Whispering Helm and been that true carry for the team as far as early farm, really just sit back and farm. But I don't know if this team, I guess with the Geomancer and Andromeda, it does got a lot of that aggressive gank potential, but they could have also gone the route. So.
I think it's also because they have a Warbeast who, is in the suicide lane, but he needs some space and he needs some time to get himself going. So if Puppet Master can create that space, then it gives Warbeast some time to recover, and maybe they can go toe-to-toe with the Hellborn team in the late game then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what Zibba is doing.
Oh, there was the
He's-
triple stack Ancients, by the way, that they kill with
Yeah.
Self-Force. He's getting experience down here at the bottom lane, but again, as far as farm's concerned, he's essentially getting nothing. He's really just going to be a conduit. Like, that's all he is going to be this game. He's going to be hitting W on probably Puppet or, I guess, Puppet or Warbeast.
He should go Shroud, go Conduit someone, and then Shroud so, they can't stop him. And then he just chases them around in the entire team fight, draining their damage.
Yeah. He's going to be a true anti-carry this game. That's it.
Yeah.
Really don't expect him to. Now, again, then that's where it's interesting with the conduit. Obviously, getting charges on the conduit not only removes their damage, but it gives him a good amount of damage. So, I guess he still potentially
He just needs to
could be
build
doing a
tanky,
bit.
I think. Because, he just needs to survive, if anything, those team fights. He needs to get tanky enough that he can survive, and then with that corrupt conduit damage, start dealing damage himself.
Yeah. Not a friendly game, but again, second picking this Corrupted Disciple, and it is hard to say whether or not they truly wanted it in this role or if they actually planned it to be a carry, because obviously that's not the case here, as Mageman was the final pick, but like I said, we don't know for sure if that was the plan all along or if they just simply adjusted, but whatever it is, definitely needs some recovery. We'll see more of it throughout this mid-game, I'm sure, the idea perhaps, but Pebbles getting him a portal key should be #1 priority, I'm sure, for Sync, and he's at 360 gold per minute, just over 1,000 gold saved up. So Mickey he's getting there at least.
He's also going his standard amount of build-up. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why he doesn't, have that portal key yet.
Yeah. Oh, top lane, by the way. Yep, they're going to go into Warbeast. Now, Andrew's already here to respond. He stops Magnus, and Magnus actually going to end up falling most likely, as he's going to be able to chase him down. Now, honestly, before that, I actually saw the Hellhounds. They were actually scouting Magnus the whole time set up. So they basically planned the bait all along.
Was it a Veiled Rotted?
It was not. It was actually an Invis.
Oh, okay. But here we go. Lord Self-Force is not going to take out some of, Hellborn's triple.
Yeah.
So Self-Force is by no means that bad. I think people might be...
Wait, are people saying that he's bad now?
Well, I think, he wasn't banned or picked in the last series.
Yeah, one series is hard to really say, though.
Yeah.
Get that data from Warbeast, by the way. He is going to fall right here. They collapse onto him, so Tankafed hanging around a little too long. Almost getting a turn kill on Mage Pain, but not enough in the end.
He has significantly gotten worse.
Yeah, he got nerfed for sure, but again, I don't. It's safe to say he was a top tier jungler. He was arguably one of the best junglers. Now he's just kind of he's solid. He's not the go-to in a lot of ways, where I think he kind of was before. So I think that's what the nerf did. So I still think he's good, and I didn't expect these nerfs to crush him by any means.
Well, he's doing great this game, but that's also, credit to Geomancer and Andrew just stacking everything they can.
Yeah,
there is a triple stack on the Hellborn Ancients, so they should look to scout that out using Warbeast Dogs, and then maybe even steal it with Self-Force. Or with the entire team, because, they don't want to take unnecessary risks.
Yeah. Imboboy here... He's got the Assassin Shroud. He's really just been sitting at this bottom lane, doing his own thing. Not saying they need him to necessarily be moving, but as I say this, sure enough, he's coming top. They awarded. Okay, I don't know if they would have seen him come in. Actually, it doesn't look like it.
Oh, this is so awkward. Okay, but at least he's not scouted out.
True.
He has another Shroud.
That's true. 2 more seconds.
3 seconds.
Gets it up in time. Yep, he just barely got it off. Okay.
Oh, and that's a Rev Ward from Slapped.
Oh, wow, they see him? Yeah, he's just going to open up on a Magnus instead. All right, get the certain kill. And they're going to let Mage Band out. The hold catches. They may get it very likely. Crystal Field, it does hit in time. Is it enough damage? It is enough damage. That Crystal Field, nice setup right there. Coming
and that
through.
Damage from Warbeast as well. I was wondering why the Zane was hitting so hard.
Yep. That'll correct.
But yeah, though, what I was saying is Lap just put a Rev Ward in the lane so they could see Puppet Master going over there to gank. But he was already inside,
Oh,
inside
okay.
the woods.
Yep.
So they were caught completely unaware.
Yeah. That's probably because they just simply saw him obviously missing from the bottom, so it made sense. But yeah, it just happened to be just a little bit too late right there. Middle lane, by the way, Pebbles. Guess what he has? A nice little portal key. He shows it off right there to Chaoli. Kills him in the process, so obviously the portal key Pebbles era has now begun here. But ECX, I don't know if they're like overly concerned about that.
Oh, it's up floors.
What is he doing over here? He's trying to be greedy, steal some ancients. You mentioned these earlier. That's a little too greedy there. He gets picked off. Mageman doesn't have a rune cleaver yet, so.
But in the meantime, Morbius is just split pushing top.
True.
And he has a huge creep wave.
Yeah, I don't know if, like, I'm guessing they were reacting to Self-Force, obviously, trying to steal the ancients. But, yeah, Mageman not having this is taking a long time to kill these ancients, and they're spending it as a team.
Also, Magebane is not able to go top now. Pebbles doesn't have enough. Well, he has a bottle, never mind. But Magnus has to go back to base. So this tower at top, it's already down to 1/3 left.
They baited the Andromeda hardcore right there. Pebbles now feeling it. Red stun from Aluna. Is it going to be enough? The Crystal Field is going to be dodged. That's kind of the awkward coordination with the hold there. Obviously, they could still kind of run away. And he was able to avoid the Crystal Field top lane. So the tower does fall, but now Warbeast in trouble.
Gets
Not
out of range.
dead, though. He does get out of range, and he'll walk it off here.
And he has negative 42 damage.
Not hitting too hard. He's giving them life. I've always found that would be interesting if it actually gives them life.
Yeah, that if you actually attack them, you just heal them instead.
That would be weird. Anyways, he's fine.
But I like. I'm kind of curious about the gnomes pickup because, as I say, that there's an abyssal on Warbeast, you know. So those two items they don't necessarily stack up too well. Of course, you do get more armor from abyssal, and you do get magic armor from gnomes. So in that regard, they're not that similar anymore. But it's still less efficient.
Well, if this was pre-Gnomes change, then absolutely 100%. But yeah, as you pointed out, like there is enough now with the magic armor, I think. You still get the shields from Gnomes, obviously. You know, the possibility of even turning it into a Jade Spire for Self-Force could be interesting, so.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
He would just start healing up with his ultimate.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Like he ultis and then uses Jade Spire and just starts healing.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd see that, but again, the point still kind of stands at that. And then where Abyssal Skull is still a little bit different too, with the melee lifesteal and things like that. So yeah,
and I mean he can. Okay, yeah.
I think after the change, it's pretty good actually.
All right, but mid lane.
Yeah, Pebbles gonna get caught again. That range of Geomancer, especially with a portal key. It's so much range. 1,200 for the portal key, 1,250 from the dig.
And it's instant.
And
because you start the dig, then you portal key. So they don't ever see it coming.
Yep.
It's a nice combo.
I don't know why we haven't seen this hero more, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, probably because he's, you know, after that stun, he has no way of getting out like a Magnus. Magnus is a little bit more versatile in that regard with the Invis, Steam Bath.
Again.
And of course, yeah.
Well, I've always stated that, yes, I'm not saying he's better than Magnus, but I keep going back to the point, it's like, for how much we see a Magnus, he's close enough at least to where I think his value should be considered more amongst these teams. So,
yeah.
Again, I'm glad to see it here, at least they kind of showing that a little bit, as we've seen so far this game. But Puppet bottom, he does have a Whispering Helm now. Not going to find a kill though. They've already fallen back. So Sync's behind here by a bit, and it's not like they have we could just rely on the late game to come through. I mean, sure, they got a Magebane who's starting to pick up a little bit now. But this is a strong Legion team, yeah. Puppet, Warbeast obviously will do plenty of damage. You got Self-Force even being a threat later on, so. I think ECX is kind of setting up to be in a really good place here.
I mean, even Warbeast is 390 gold per minute because he's able to push those two towers on top. So, as a Suicide Warbeast, TankFed is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the tablet, the Gnome's Wisdom, 2,000 gold.
What Zane is going to go next, though, is what I'm curious about, because I don't think Spellsunder is out of the question versus a Pebbles. I mean, he is going Shrunken next, but that item, Spell Sunder, it now makes you a lot, like, pretty tanky as well. Needing what is it? What's it called? It's the
Spell Sunder,
the Glowstone. That's
Wait,
it.
Spell Sunder. Okay, I
Not
was thinking Spell
Shards.
Shards. Yeah, that makes more
No,
sense.
no, no. But Spell Sunder is just a great way to, stop Zlapt. If he manages to get the Earth's Grasp on him, then Zlapt can't Portal Key for a ridiculous amount of time, like 8 seconds.
You know what? I was double checking his Staff of the Master on Geomancer because he's in one of those spots where I wonder if that could be useful. And it seems like it's okay. The slow is decent, I guess. Now, I wonder if that slow is superior like it is on Chipper's ulti or not. Because if it's superior, then it actually might be decent.
I mean, if they made the entire ultimate superior, then it would be great. But
well, of course, yeah.
No, but that would give so much more reason for Geomancer to be picked up. It's like when you're facing a team that's very likely to go Shrunkens and you can pick Magnus or Geomancer, you choose, oh, I'm going to get the Geomancer mid because 1, he's really strong in the laning phase, and 2, he's got that, that staff effect on his ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't. There's nothing that tells me that it is superior magic on the slow. I'm just kind of going off. Again, Chipper's is superior, and that's why it does slow through Shrunken. So, wonder if that is. I don't know for certain. Do not see this hero enough, unfortunately, to really know that. But middle lane. Oh,
Zane trying for something.
Nice.
But I mean, just look at Self-Forest's farm. He's got another 1k gold saved up, and he just picked up the portal key after the tablet.
Yeah, a lot of ability.
He's level 16. 500 gold per minute.
Yeah, and again, he was in the awkward middle, too. Like I said, he almost was like pseudo-jungling there. By the way, look at Corrupted. He's roaming about. Now, he's going to scout here for some teammates.
Pebbles is going to be nearby. And Geomancer just used Dig.
Yep, this is a chance, but he uses Assassin Shroud. Oh, boy. The Rev Ward, though.
Oh, but the dog is scouting it out.
Oh, this is so awkward. They are going to go into the lead side. They quick kill Luna. Pebbles now is going to fall. So Crystal Fuel finishes him off, and all of a sudden Corrupted's like, well, I tried.
Tankafet, like, hero right there, scouting that out with his dog the entire time.
Oh, you're right. That was huge. The way Puppet that was perfect timing, too.
Yeah.
They were about to jump him, so. And they kill the tower. Obviously, ECX, again, continuing a lot of momentum here. 12,000 gold lead, over 11,000 experience lead now. And it really just nothing showing that that's going to slow down. I mean, we haven't talked too much about Magebane being played by Haxron here. He is 520, so his GPM has really been shooting up here as expected.
But again, he's against a Puppet Master, and once Puppet gets that Shrunken in 150 gold, then there's not much that the Hellborn team can do against him, except for Corrupt Disciple. But, I mean, all Puppet needs to do is ulti and make Magebane attack the ulti. Once he's done that, then Magebane kills himself.
Yeah.
Because he's not tanky enough to really deal with all that damage, and unless, he has a Blink up and 19 magic armor, I really don't see him surviving it. Even if Puppet Master does 0 damage to Magebane.
Yeah, Puppet definitely fantastic with that show to keep a carry like a Magebane in place. So gonna have to deal with that threat here, and also curious now, Haxer, and again, will he finish the Geomancer Bane first, or will he actually pick up that Shrunken? It does seem like Shrunken is just such a high priority in this game. So.
Slap just used his stun, but. This is a pretty good skill.
Yeah, Orbeez, he's like, I got no AoE, so.
Oh, and the initiation mid.
That is not going to be a kill, though. The Crystal Field, again, that's just the one unfortunate thing is a slight delay there.
Pebbles,
though, he's probably dead. Aluna, red stun, not going to be enough. Get the kill anyways. So, they scare Magebane at least. And they get a lot out of it. Yeah, quite a bit, in fact.
I think if he had used his Crystal Field before, because you can use abilities while you're digging.
Yep.
So, you can use that Crystal Field in your dig and then Portal Key afterwards.
Yep.
Because I don't think he would have seen it coming, and then the Crystal Field would have probably hit.
See, I wonder if he did do that, though.
I think he might have done it right after his dig finished, because, I mean, they did have the extra stun from Kaoli.
Okay, yeah. Well, how long? So his dig lasts a second and a half, and the it's a 2.5 second delay. Okay.
Yeah.
ultimate. So it's like a second downtime there. So unless you have another stun, yeah, you gotta then cast it while you're in dig to get that combo off. Interesting. War Beast? No, he's fine.
He should be fine at least.
Yeah. Well, okay, maybe not.
One more hit, and he wouldn't have been fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Then he wouldn't have had mana. Okay, but yeah, we really gotta see what Mageman's gonna go, because if he goes for a shrunken head, then his farming ability is gonna go south. Although I mean it's fantastic already, it's going to decrease at least.
Yeah. So Forrest here middle lane is working on that sheep stick now.
I think Pebbles is gonna get caught again.
Yep.
Maybe. I mean Puppet is waiting around.
Yeah, my boy. Being pretty patient here. He's got the nice holy trinity of items, his own shrunken. To go with the Whispering Helm and Assassin Shroud. Trying to bait out War Beast here mid. No, that's a hell on. Never mind.
So now he needs to go for Hellflower, I'm guessing. Really, pump up the damage.
Yeah, see that.
Versus Mageman especially.
Pebbles.
Okay, so man, Nima boy is just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Patience. I mean, it can work. I mean, a team, they figure waiting long enough. By the way, they're going to find War Beast at the top lane. TPs are coming in. He is going to be able to get a ulti, but he dies anyways. Andromeda. Okay, they'll catch a Luna. So, still the better exchange for Sync here.
They might still catch more, though.
War Beast
there is that tablet
dead.
on Sulfuras.
Yeah, not close enough, though.
Nope. Not going to be successful.
I feel so bad for Corrupt the Disciple here, because it's like I almost forget he's in this game, because that's just really been the case. He's been so little to no impact. Yeah, he's bought him, just farming up. He is going to have a Shrunken here, at least, so I think he just bought it, in fact.
Puppet Master is looking for the Mageman.
Yep. A couple more seconds here on the Shroud, but the blink in time. He's going to now be patient here. Immaboy, he's spending a lot of time trying to find kills. Now, he's over 500 GPM, 204, so hard to really be too critical of that, but... Oh, this is interesting. Okay, well, they're hiding here, Pebbles and Magnus.
Here comes the scouting, though.
Oh, boy, there's a find. There's the Shrunken. Oh, man, that first auto attack. Nearly dropped into half life. Dead shortly after, so definitely the better of the two targets there. To catch anyways.
And now, well, I mean, there's no outer towers to push, but it does mean that they get to go Kong.
Yeah. Here comes the Congo kill now. Token of life. Gonna go to, who do you give it to, actually? Puppet?
Yeah, I think Puppet, just simply because the War Beast, like, what does he do after his ulti, right?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You know, I really wasn't expecting it, honestly, but Jade Spire is picked up by Lord Sulfuras. So he does,
Okay, the token is still on the ground.
Oh, well, that's awkward. Okay, there we go. We'll pick it up. So yeah, Jade Spire though in Sulfuras, so now he has that ability to, as you mentioned, he could even just ply the Undying and then pop the Jade Spire. That wouldn't give him a crazy amount of life, to be fair, but it would still, like, in the middle of a fight, you put Undying on and you start doing damage and get involved in a fight, like, it will be useful for sure.
Yeah, and with more Certissima, if he uses it on, like, 2 people. Well, simply 2 people, he regens 720 life.
How does that work with his aura? Does his aura give him
his aura is true damage.
Okay.
So it doesn't actually heal him.
Okay. Wait, he just split it up though in your sheep stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it was a nice idea.
Yeah. That's okay. That makes more sense for sure, but still, I mean, the fact that he had it on him, to be fair, but
yeah.
I wonder if he actually is still going to think about going that now, or if he just instead.
I mean, he might as well, or, well, Shrunken, to be honest.
Yeah.
Also a pretty great item this game. If he's allowed to just chase someone down with life tap and spamming his abilities, then that would be pretty good as well. Okay, but Mageman does go to Shrunken in the end, and he does have 600 GPM, so he also has Geos on top of it. So he's doing great on the farming. I'm assuming he wants to go tanky this game. Because I don't really see him getting a wing bow and having that be effective, because Koldra's, it cancels that out. Plus, it's Puppet Master, so he can just attack the puppet.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that actually. I was gonna say the coaches. I don't know if that's enough to for keep you from getting it, but yeah, and that voodoo puppet as well. A lot of that.
Of course, the Shrunken does kind of counter that out, seeing as it's fully magic damage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad pickup. Let's just say that Wingbow definitely wouldn't be like a bad pickup here, but there's a reason to maybe not get it and instead go like so. I guess the Frost of Skull then.
Yeah, the Frost Wolf or a heart or a symbol.
Yeah.
Or just Wingbow if he's confident in his team's ability to save him.
Yeah, that would be the downside of going to Frost of Skull or that symbol is obviously the damage would be hurt a little bit compared to something like a Wingbow. And does he really have enough damage around him this game to...
Yeah, I mean, with the semi-support Magnus, you have to really consider the fact that he's level 12 right now, and it's really not that much damage from the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's 880. It looks like a lot, of course, but it's over 2.5 seconds, and the first few bursts, they don't hit everyone.
Okay.
It does surprise me always how, like, Crystal Field, it's a 3-second stun. If you can get that in AoE, it is so good.
Yeah, level 4 of it, or level 3 of it at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.5 right now even, so. Definitely a fight brewing here. I for sure thought one was going to break out, but... So it looks like ECX is ready, but again, I guarantee Sync's kind of talking this over. They definitely see them right here. Okay, they're going to unpause.
So they unpausing ready. But they don't have any rev words. Whether Imboboy is going to be confident to just walk in. Does the Aurora? Oh, that's an Aurora!
Very good use of the Aurora right there. Pebbles is caught. No, he does have a buyback. They need to use it here. If they siege, very likely, so. Yeah, very good Aurora there from Chioli. Snipe him out, and now here comes the push. Got the token, of course. On Puppet Master.
Since they have the buyback, I just watched Lapped. I think he's going to be ulting anytime soon. There we go. He's channeling it, but... oh, no. They walked back because there were no creeps.
Yeah, well, there we go with Warby's actually going to be jump, but yeah, no eruption to worry about now. So Force in the background, by the way, setting up there. Andromeda swaps him out. I don't know about that, actually. He's put the stun on Corrupted, but now Andromeda's going to fall. It seemed like that Force was honestly fine at that time. Nero still will get credit for the kill, so maybe that was the whole intention. They wanted to just do enough damage follow-up to get the kill. But
yeah. I mean, the Comet stun definitely secured the kill.
Yeah.
Without it, I don't think they would have had enough damage. But yeah, that was... It felt strange. Like, it could have been used for something more important.
Saving
and wow.
Carry or something, yeah.
15k gold lead for Legion right now. And honestly, it does not feel like that's the case. Simply because they're against a 600 GPM mage man.
Yeah, no, it feels like Sync's definitely got more of a chance than what the stats suggest right there. But...
Oh, man, he's just dodging everything.
Oh, the dig just missed, but there's the sheepstick. Pebbles caught Crystal Field. It will, and down he goes. Meanwhile, Magnus stuns in. They're looking for the turn on to Self Force at least. Geomancer also getting low. It is enough damage with the Mana Rift. The Geometer's being split. Doing work, but Aluna's picked off. You see Mage being off to the side. He's not going to be able to help Magnus, unfortunately. At least yet. Magnus will go down. Corrupted running in, puts a conduit up, but now he needs to run. He's in trouble. Puppet Master drained the pit of damage. Doesn't matter, though. Double tap genocide here for ECX. I don't know about Mage Bank going back in at the end there, honestly. Seemed a little futile at that point.
I'm just honestly surprised that Imboboy was able to stand his ground that easily.
Yeah.
He just had no fear whatsoever. He was just going for it. I mean, he did have the token, of course, but... There, wow.
Just out of nowhere, it feels like. Just a GG well played. And game one going to ECX. So, yeah, that seemed like a little, like, clearly they were talking it over and figuring out if they wanted to concede or not, and they chose, all right, let's move on. But understandable. Wouldn't be surprised if they stuck in there a little bit longer. But, yeah, ECX, things were just continuing to look better and better for them. In that game there.
At the base when Zlap didn't use the ultimate. Oh,
yep.
man. That must have been awkward, but he mistimed it by going when the creeps were almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Legion goes, oh, we can just slow push this. We don't need to take any risks, any unnecessary risks. So I think that was a big deal because Puppet Master was pretty close to dying in that fight at the end. If he had still gotten his ulti off at some point in that fight, then would have been big.
Yeah, Eruption, no doubt a huge ability to take advantage of, but unfortunately unable to do so there. And yeah, across the board, there really is so many things to look at. Again, not to overanalyze it, but the obvious ones is the Corrupted Disciple pick. I really would be curious to kind of hear